Hi everyone, I'm Genevieve and I'm one of Arts Care's storytellers, and today I'm dressed as Leafy, the autumn fairy. I love autumn, and I love it because you never really know what sort of day you're going to get. Some days are warm and hot and sunny, almost like it's still summer, and other days are clear and crisp and bright and cold, getting us ready for winter. The story I'm going to tell you today explains, maybe, my version a little bit about why the days in autumn are sometimes sunny, sometimes summery, and sometimes clear, crisp, cold, and wintry. A really, really, really long time ago, when the world was brand new, way before your granny's granny was even born, the world was just working out how to be and what to do and the best way of living. And so were all the plants and animals and creatures living on the earth. And way back then, there were only 3 seasons, not 4 that we know today, but only 3. Winter, spring, and summer. Winter ran December, January, and February. Winter was in charge of those months, and that was when the earth was sleeping. The earth was resting, building up its energy stores, getting ready for the year ahead, letting the earth sleep. Just like you need to sleep to have lots of energy for the next day, for all the exciting things that you're going to do, the earth needs to do the same. Because in spring, which is March, April, and May, in spring, the earth begins to warm up a little bit. And the seeds under the ground begin to wake. And just like an athlete or a sports person doing their warming up and stretching before they have to go and do their hard work of doing their sport or winning their game, the earth is warming and stretching, and the seeds underneath the soil are beginning to do their work. And then there's summer. And summer is when the earth is busiest. Summer is when the vegetables, the fruits, the plants, the flowers, everything grows. It helps brand new baby animals to grow as well. And that is when the world is at its brightest, at its most beautiful, but at its busiest. And way back then, summer lasted for 6 months, half a year. It lasted June, July, August, September, October, and November. Can you imagine doing really hard work for 6 whole months without ever stopping and without ever resting? Well, let me tell you, by the end of November, summer was exhausted. Summer could hardly lift her head from the pillow by the end of November. It all starts really in September. September is when summer begins to notice the hard work, and it becomes not quite so much fun anymore and so much more effort. September sometimes is beautiful and hot and sunny, and that's because summer has got lots of energy that day. And by October and November, the days are less bright and sunny and more cold and crisp and clear and wintry. And that's because summer is running out of energy. She's getting more and more tired and exhausted. Summer loves her job, and she doesn't want to complain, but she's beginning to realise that she's not doing it very well for 3 months of the year. And she doesn't want to let anybody down. So Summer goes to the great creator and says, I'm really sorry, but I need your help. I love my job, but I just feel that sometimes I'm not doing it the best I can. The great creator looked at Summer and realised how tired she was and how much effort she'd been putting into making the days as wonderful as she could. Great Creator said, I'm so sorry, Summer. We have been working you harder than anybody else. Would you like some help? Oh, yes, please, Great Creator, said Summer. Would you like me to take some of your work away and give 3 months of the year to someone else? Oh, yes, please, Great Creator, said Summer. And so it was that the Great Creator and Summer decided that September, October and November were to be given to someone else. But who to give them to? The Great Creator published far and wide that there were 3 months of the year looking for somebody to take care of them. 2 people were very, very interested in the job. The first was a friend of Winter's. In fact, he was Winter's keenest recruit. He was the one who was up first thing in the morning, even sometimes in September and October. Sometimes he borrowed some time from Summer. And he was up first thing in the morning, painting his icy patterns on pathways and ponds, on streets and grassland, making everything clear and crisp and icy. And he was the last one to finish his job, sometimes stealing some time from spring. He painted his frosty patterns and gave the children dragon breath as they walked to school. He was called Jack Frost. The other person that was really, really interested in the job was a great friend of Summer's. And this person worked so hard, especially in September, October and November, when they could see that Summer was really, really beginning to get tired. That person made it their job to paint all the leaves, the beautiful bright, bright oranges, golden yellows and fiery reds, to make up for the fact that Summer was beginning to find it hard to put bright petals on the flowers. That was the person who was in charge of ripening the apples and the blackberries and the pumpkins. He loved bright colours, and he loved pumpkins most of all. So Summer had christened this person Jack-o'-lantern. Jack-o'-lantern was convinced that once Summer had had a little rest, she would be fine and she would really want those months back again. So Summer would look after them again. So Jack-o'-lantern decided that he would take care of them just till Summer was ready. Well, Jack-o'-lantern and Jack Frost were both determined to look after September, October and November, and they had a little battle. Some days Jack-o'-lantern would win, and they would be bright, hot, sunshiny days, and the colours would be so vibrant and so bright and so wonderful that it was clear that Summer hadn't really gone. And other days Jack Frost would be up early and he would win, and he would make ice on window panes and paint beautiful frosty cobwebs and do everything that Winter would have liked best. And this went on and on and on for a while, and some days Summer won and some days Jack Frost won. But eventually the two decided that this wasn't the best way. Competition is never good. Could they share it between them? Jack Frost wasn't so sure to begin with, and he made sure he got up extra early and made things extra cold, which made Jack-o'-lantern work even harder. But even Jack-o'-lantern was beginning to get tired, and he needed a rest too. So he thought to himself, I need a rest, I need a break, but I don't want anyone to think that I've given up. I don't want them to give it to Winter and Jack Frost. I know what I'll do. I'll light a fire. I'll help the gardeners burn their autumn leaves, and I will light a fire. So that's what he did. And he had a little rest. But Jack Frost came and he rained on the fire and he made it icy and cold, and the fire went out. So Jack-o'-lantern had to work even harder. and he made everything bright and hot and sunshiny again. And then he was exhausted, and this time he thought, I need to leave a sign, but I am not going to let it blow out this time. So he lit a tiny fire, and he put a bright orange pumpkin over it. But then he realised that no one could see it, so he carved a big smile cut out of the pumpkin, and the light flooded out, and everybody knew that Jack-o'-lantern would soon be back, looking after those 3 months. The great creator saw the effort that Jack Frost and Jack-o'-lantern had put into looking after the 3 months, and he said to them, would you like to share? Would you like to both look after September, October and November? Oh yes, they said. Oh, that would be a brilliant idea. Without a competition to see who would be best, we can do it really cleverly if we work together. It'll be our turn, our turn. And for a long, long time, that's what those 3 months were known as, our turn. But after a while, people started saying that word quickly, and they started saying it a little bit lazy, and autumn turned into autumn. And autumn is what we have known that season as ever since. A little bit of summer and a little bit of winter mixed together, and the best of both. I'm going to go and enjoy looking out of the window now, seeing those wonderful autumn colours, because it's Jack Frost's day today in my house. It's a bit cold and a bit rainy, so I'm staying inside, but I'm going to look out and enjoy the beautiful autumn colours. Have a lovely day, everyone. Bye-bye.